to the 4936 podcast.
And faithful, stand up, baby.
Welcome to another episode of the 49365 podcast. It's been a minute, but we back. It's all Niners all day. You already know what it is. My name is iamathlete. It's positive energy and good vibes. As always, I'm with my cousin JB.
What's poppin', B? What's poppin', faithful? Like you said, it's been a minute, but we're back at it. The off season, the draft is a few weeks away. But you know, I think that the Deebo news that's kind of front center.
Yeah, we can hit the Deebo. We can hit the Deebo news for sure, because honestly, with the whole draft, there is the whole. I don't know if it's news, because nothing is news. I feel like it's just regurgitated information being put out in different angles. But I heard, I don't know who reported it, but they said, like, I guess it was a Carolina Panther insider over there in North Carolina, who was saying that they would prefer Jimmy G and compared to Baker Mayfield. And you already saw what Robbie Anderson said. Well, at least I think you saw what he said about Baker Mayfield. No,
yeah.
So those are things that bode well. People talk about how Matt Rule is on the hot seat, the hottest of hot seats, so he needs a proven winner quarterback. I don't really know about all that stuff, but I do think that if something is going to happen with that team, it'll probably be at the draft or right after the draft, but it's not going to be like now. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would that happen now? And the other thing about Carolina is they don't really have draft capital. They only have their first round pick, I think 6th overall, and then they have a 4th round pick as their next selection. So if the Niners are looking for more than that, then I don't know. It's going to have to be a interesting situation for them to make that happen. So anyways, not really news on that front. And honestly, with the whole Jimmy topic and even some of this draft topic, I really do feel like the NFL, I feel like the NFL should make the draft a little bit sooner, but that's just me. They're very strategic with how they, make everything an event and plan everything out. So I'm not sure what the reason is that it's like, prolonged this long. I'm sure, their marketing team thinks that this is the best way to do it, and keep the buzz going. But I just feel like it's too much. You get to this point in the offseason when it comes to the NFL, and it's just like everything is just drawn out. We know like who the prospects are. We know where we think people are going. We know like we're just waiting now at this point, So for me, I definitely have like NFL fatigue right now. I'm not gonna lie. Because all the storylines are just the same, and we're just like regurgitating different angles of the same information. So and this is coming off the craziest NFL offseason ever, in terms of trades, in terms of moves, in terms of new teams for new players. It's been crazy, but I definitely feel like a little bit of fatigue right now. But then the Deebo news came out, at least for the Niners perspective, and it's not really news. There's 2 things that came out. First, I guess we should talk about what you texted me earlier today, which was Adam Schefter's ass going on ESPN. And, I call it the Stephen A. Smithification of sports journalism, where guys have their reporters, their journalists, they're this, they're that, but they're also giving their opinion, and they also have their own podcast, and they're hosting this show, and they're doing this. And it's like, I'm not mad at it, but there's so many different lines get blurred, and you look at a guy like Adam Schefter, you just think that what he says is going to be like he's reporting on it. He got intel from a player, an agent, a team. He's one of the most reputable reporters in the game. So you think if something's coming from his mouth, like, it's got to be gospel. But then, he's becoming a little bit of more of a he's featured on different podcasts. He has his own podcast. He gives his opinion here and there, because like I said, it's that fatigue period, and they have all these guys on their NFL shows, whether it's NFL Network or ESPN in Adam Schefter's case. And from what he said today, I didn't get the sense that like it was being reported. I more so got the sense of like that's what he was concluding on his own opinion. So, like, that's what I want to start with, man. What were your thoughts on what he said? And do you feel like it was more of a report sort of situation or more of his opinion?
Do I feel like it was a report or opinion? I think it was my opinion of what I heard, and I only really listened to it once, so I didn't really like completely break it down, or like, I don't know if I fully remember everything he said, but I think my opinion is that he is giving his opinion on intel that he has received. And, so I think that he's received intel from, I don't know, one of either Deebo's agent, or he could have received intel from the Niners or someone within the Niners, um, sources or whatever intel about the situation. And maybe he's what you just text me something. I don't want to click on it because I'm on my phone right now.
You good? I was just saying your audio sound a little off. I don't know if you plugged in all the way or something like that, but it's good though.
It sound off.
It's just like muffling a little bit. I don't know if it's just me. Somebody could tap in with me in the comment section. Let me know if you getting the same feedback. But probably just gotta be plugged in all the way, maybe, or otherwise don't worry about it.
Okay. Still muffled.
Yeah, it's like a little like it just sounds like it's not plugged in all the way. It's hard for me.
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
All right. But yeah, while he gets the audio together, again, I feel like Adam Schefter's becoming more of a, he has his own podcast. Like I said, he's been featured on their NFL shows, and this isn't just for Adam Schefter. This is for all these people. This goes from like the Mina Kimes of the world to the, people come in the journalism game as a reporter or as, just various aspects. And then this day and age, things get blurred in terms of like what the specific need is for what specific show at what specific time, So clearly Adam Schefter's tapped in. Clearly he, has sources, well-placed sources. But again, in terms of the angle of him kind of reporting on this Deebo situation and again, saying that basically the Niners have, I don't know if he said the Niners have made an offer, but he's basically saying that the Niners are in a position where they've done what they can. Deebo is the one who's kind of taken the impetus on himself to cut talks off and whatnot.
Right. I mean, I'm still muffled.
Yeah, it still sounds like a little off, but it's not the end of the world, man.
All right. We can rock. All right. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I just feel like yeah, it's a situation, and okay, like with that being said, like you said, I think the first thing you said was, I don't know if it's the first thing you said, but I mean, how I feel, like how like we don't know, we don't know what Deebo hasn't officially spoken out on how he feels about what's going on. We know the Niners will never speak out on what's going on actually with this type of talks. So it's just kind of like we don't really know, how Deebo's feeling. Does he want to know? I'm saying exactly how he's feeling. Like, did we make an offer? Like, are you just off the Niners? Are you trying to, like, what's like, how I don't know how you feel. Like, I don't know how you feel and like what level it's to and why is it the way that you feel how you feel? Like, why? Is it the numbers so off that it's so disrespectful that you feel disrespected? Like what is it? So that's all I'm saying. I don't know, but okay. With that being said, it's looking like I mean, you got the brother coming out saying stuff, but then the brother backpedaling. Talking about he don't know what his brother's doing.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was gonna say. We don't know what Deebo said. He hasn't said anything, and he's probably not in a situation like this. But he has, made the social media move, and then his brother came out and said what he said. And I know he's backpedaling, like you just mentioned, but it's just and again, I'm with you. Like, we don't know what he's thinking, but I think, like, from my vantage point, if I just put my research cap on and just put things together, it just seems like, I mean, again, I'm not a capologist at this point, and I definitely would love to learn more about that and get my understanding, because I think so many of us fans, like, we're so tapped into the game, and such a big part of it is the finances, is the business of it, is how does this make sense? How are these teams structured? How are the Saints doing what they're doing? How are the Rams doing what they're doing, et cetera? And just really getting the understanding of like what methods they have to kind of move around it and make things happen. Because it seems like if people want to make things happen, they can. But at the same time, like, I do know Jimmy G is still on the team. And like I said, I don't believe that's going to change until at least the draft or a little bit after that, if it's going to change at all, which I hate saying, but it's just the truth. And so I would think that Jimmy G would need to be a first domino to fall in order for Deebo to get a contract extension, because I know a lot of times in these extensions it comes down to like bonus money and like there's all this guarantee information, and you can prorate that in terms of you're getting the money maybe up front, but it's hitting your books and goes against your cap in different years, like up to 5 years, I believe it is. But at the same time, like I don't know how they would structure that, given we don't really have cap space for this year right now, and we still have the draft coming up and all these sort of variables with Jimmy G's contract. So I don't know if that's a reason that things are being held up. I don't know if it's just convenient that that's kind of going on in the background while maybe the Niners are just playing hardball, playing chicken with Deebo, or maybe it's also an aspect of either on the agent side and Deebo side or the Niners side, them. I don't know what side it would behoove. I would think it would behoove the Niners to get a deal done now before all these, AJ Browns of the world, DK Metcalfs of the world, Terry McLaurin of the world, who are all holding out. I don't know if DK is, but all of those guys are holding out from voluntary workouts, other than Terry, who said he's going to be there, but he's not going to participate. At least that's my understanding. I don't want to misspeak, but I think that's what I read. I would think, like, I don't know if the Niners or Deebo, which one, but like I would think that one of them is going to be kind of not wanting to go first and letting these other guys set the market too. So there's a lot of things at play that just lead me to believe that there's going to be a little bit of time, the draft or at least thereafter, or the other guys getting the contracts, until we get a resolution and more clarity on the Deebo situation, which is why I feel like so much of this is non-news, which is why I feel like Adam Schefter going on ESPN is really just his opinion, and there's really not much going on. It's just like this, him taking stuff off his social media, and it becomes a story, then a story, then a story, which is why you do something like that, because more people are talking about it. More people are saying like, oh, what is his value? You got people, reporting like, oh, he's worth this much. He's one of the best receivers to them. He's the best. Like, that's all part of the game, I feel like. And to get the fan base kind of going and, to get in everybody's mentions. I think that's just part of the game in 2022 with social media being as big as it is, and so, yeah, I don't feel like anything is going to happen immediately, and there is no news. But then his brother saying what he said, kind of, it makes things. And I know he backpedaled, but it just.
I mean, he backpedaled pretty far.
Thoroughly, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, man, and okay. So with all this being said, it makes it. Now I want to get into Deebo, and really, I feel conflicted with Deebo in this whole situation. Like I really do, because one side of me is like, man, like you see it, like you said, it's 2022. These receivers is getting paid, and it's a new precedent, and you just see like it's like get your money, get your money. I know that you want to, like, hey, this is, you only have a few years to get what you can. So I get it. Um, and then there's the other side of me that is just like, man, the way you're going about this, I don't like. I don't. I don't want to say I don't understand, but I mean, I guess it's just not the way that I would prefer one of our players to go about it, Deebo. The way I'm as a fan, I would prefer not, not like, I'm just saying, if I was in that shoes, maybe I don't think I would uh act in that way. And I'm not
And what
like,
when you saying what way? What do you mean? Like just putting the IG off social media? Do you mean that specifically or anything else?
yeah, and just kind of like that, and then basically, like I feel like that is kind of led to all of the Adam Schefter saying what he's saying, and just it's leading to people being like, wait, what's going on? His brother saying, they want to be traded, and just all that type of stuff. So I just feel like, man, like, you seen how George Kittle and Fred Warner were, and and they handled it a certain way. They were in the exact same position. I mean, not with the receiver, not with like the market they were in just going crazy, but they were a year before they were a year before they were free agents, got their contract. They didn't. They didn't really. It wasn't really an issue. They didn't seem disgruntled. Or they didn't put that out there in the media, and you know, it's like, damn, like, they took care of them. They took care of them, Deebo. So, But like I said, I understand you
And then
want
you
to
got the
get yours.
Defos of the world that we traded as well. But yes,
Yeah, I get it. I
even
get
he
it.
got taken
It's
care of. But even, I mean, it
yeah,
seems like that may be what Deebo wants.
right. He may, but it's just like, man, and then it's like, why you want to get traded? Like, what's like? Do you just want to? You like if that's the case, if you really want to get traded, then I really am like what? Like what happened? Like why do you want to get traded? Like it's not like they
I
not saying
mean, but hold
they've
on.
been on record. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but I mean, I feel like it seems like you're almost taking it a little, I don't want to say personal, but like, it's like, don't you feel like this is just business though? Like he's just trying to get paid. It's not even about like,
Well, if he's saying that if the Niners are trying to pay him,
but maybe not
like
enough. I mean,
I
it's all
mean, all
relative.
right,
It's all relative, right? Because these conversations it's always like, like, of course the Niners are trying. Like people be like, oh, the Niners need to pay. Like, of course they're trying to pay Deebo. That's a given. Of course they're trying to pay him. The question is like how much, and it's probably something that's coming down to like, I don't know. It could be like a $5-10 million difference, and it's like that's it's easy for us to say on the outside, but like what if like he's like, okay, they're offering me something, like my agent saying if we get this trade to the Jets, or if we get this trade to, I don't know, let's just say the Jets. If we get this trade to the Jets, which the offer's there, like, we can get paid 10 million more. It's like, if that's the case, I'm just putting hypothetical to it, but just trying to put a little bit color to it. I feel like he's just trying to get the most money, you know?
I understand. I understand he's trying to get the most money. Like I said, I mean that's I just I don't know. I mean, like I said, hopefully the Niners are trying to pay him and pay him. You know, they're not trying to be disrespectful and come at him at the table with something really low. But I mean, it's a business too. Like you said, it is a business. So it's kind of like you said, he's just trying to get the most money. Oh well, okay. Oh, all right. Then, like you said, I mean, I understand that. I understand that because, I guess it's like it's not really a partnership, or is it a partnership?
I
Because
mean, he's an employee, and he don't have a
right,
choice. Yeah.
right. So he's trying to go. I don't. But I mean, like, okay, like if you looking at what do you think about like Tom Brady taking like he could have milked the Patriots for way more than what he did. It's not like I'm saying like or just a lot of
Well, what do I
athletes like
think?
it's
I
not like
think I think one, like, examples in sports I feel like get used all too frequently because we all have the examples and the stories. This is completely unrelated, but always, people always talk about the combine and wide receiver speeds. They always talk about Anquan Bolden and Keenan Allen. Well, Keenan Allen was hurt during his combine drill, so like I don't even know if like his 40 time is like a real reflection of like what his speed actually was. But people always put that story out because like that's like the example of like, oh, you don't have to have a fast 40 to be successful. Same thing with Tom Brady in terms of taking less money. I feel like that always gets thrown out as like, see, Tom Brady did it. And I guess like number one, give me another example. And number two, like, Tom Brady to me, like number one, he's a quarterback, right? Or
I mean, all right, but like, okay, but Tom Brady, like I'm saying, you've never
the
heard
way
people
that
be like, you've never heard people say like, oh yeah, I could have got more money elsewhere, but I wanted to stay here.
I mean, people say that after the fact a lot of the time. I don't know. I don't always know that that's true. To me, a lot of the times we always talk about the ego of the athlete and all those sort of things. I always feel like, that's a part of the game where it's like, even how I was saying about, somewhat unrelated, but similar, how I was saying that if and when we do actually trade Jimmy and it's for like a fifth rounder or something, I know that John Lynch and the team are going to say, oh, well, we could have, got more for it, but we wanted to do right by Jimmy. It's like I don't even know if that's true. It's like, it's one of those things where people say, oh, I could have got more money, but I wanted to stay here. Like, yeah, I mean, it's like, this is all about stories. Like, there's a business and then there's a story slash fan slash, like, this is more than a business because it's like a sport. This is culture. So it's like on that front, once you're a part of the team, like once you have that 5-6, year deal that you're a part of the team, like everything else is secondary. It's like, yeah, I'm going to say like, whatever. I'm not saying people would just be lying, but I think like it's always, you got to take it with a grain of salt because people are just, yeah, I mean, I could have got more, but I wanted to be with this team. Like I'm rocking with this team.
Right,
It's
right.
my blood.
No,
It's like,
I
that's
mean,
all
I
that
mean,
type
I
of
hear
stuff,
you. I hear you. I hear you.
which
I
doesn't,
guess the thing is though, it's like you don't even like with Deebo. Like, I mean, I don't know what's the tampering word, but it's like how could he even fully negotiate with another team to even know what that other team will offer? in
Well,
terms of like a yearly.
his agent is representing AJ Brown. The agency is representing DK Metcalf. And I don't think like, this is the job of an agent and why you have an agent. They have they have to have some understanding of the parameter of what the rate's going to be. You've seen like the wide receiver market has exploded. And yes, these are wide receivers that are already established and it's not apples to apples in that case where all of these guys are coming in on their last year of their rookie deals. But still, like the wide receiver market is what it is. And, Trent Baalke, signing Christian Kirk and Zay Jones to the deals that they got, I would think that factors into things a little bit too, because it's just like the inflation on this is crazy. Like the way that the market has just gone up for the wide receiver market specifically. And then you look at the trades that, and the trade and extension that happened with Tyreek Hill, like those things, Amari Cooper's to a lesser degree because he didn't get an extension, but like those things are all playing a role where it's like, if you don't want to pay me, this team will. And we know essentially like this is what, this is all calculated. I would think that this is kind of already set. They're just talking about, like I said, maybe $10 million. They have to be in the same sort of parameter. Like it's not like we can't be just that off. And if we are, then maybe he is asking for a trade. But I would think it's something like, within a $10 million parameter, and maybe they're waiting for who's going to go first and those sort of things. I don't know, but that's what I would think is happening on the business side of this. Which is why, like, yeah, I mean, those things, and it's easy to poo-poo with that, like, be like, oh, just take less to play with the Niners. But the taxes out here are crazy. Shout out to everybody who didn't finish their taxes for tax season. The taxes in California are crazy. I definitely feel like living in California is a benefit because it's just the best place in the world. Well, that's debatable. But, at the same time, I've always felt like it's a competitive disadvantage to the whole tax situation. Like, you can have the same contract here in Florida, in Vegas, and you're getting paid completely different amount of money because of taxes, which I always felt like was a huge disadvantage. But at the same time, we're not playing in Green Bay, which I feel like is a huge disadvantage, or somewhere like that. So, it's apples to apples, apples to oranges. Every situation is different. But yeah, that could be a factor in it too. Like just the taxes implication and everything like that, like trying to make sure that Deebo gets the most. So I don't know. I'm not like
okay, so I'm saying, so okay, with that being said, so okay, with that being said, like, whether if it's just business and it's like, okay, the Niners are $10 million off or whatever, or if it's taxes, so you want to get traded? You scrubbing your whole Instagram? Like that's not even, like I'm saying, like those are things that are, we could let's work. We could work. Like, are we partners? Like, can we work? Can we work with it? Can we work? Can we try to find this middle ground? Like Fred Warner and Kittle, their contracts didn't get done till during camp, so it wasn't like, I'm sure they had to work to get to where they wanted to get.
I mean, Fred Warner is not Deebo. I don't know them personally and stuff like that, but like just just looking at their Instagram stuff like that, like Fred Warner is not Deebo. Like I just feel like Deebo, number one, wide receivers are always been known to be the diva types. It's a different energy that comes with the wide receiver. The market right now for wide receivers is booming, which is a factor of all this too. The whole scrubbing Instagram. Look, Fred Warner didn't do it. George Kittle didn't do it, but like I wouldn't perceive those as to be the type of guys that would do it. You know what I'm saying? Like Deebo, like I don't know. He's just
okay. So I guess that's what I was saying. So that's why I'm conflicted on the way he's acting, where it's like damn, you know what I'm saying? Like I
just feel like too, like when you, because I feel like this happens. I just from what I've seen with the Deebo conversation, I'm seeing a lot of this too, where it's like the way he's acting and all that. To me, he's only done one thing, and I just want to keep it specific because all he's done is like scrub his social media, unless you're talking about something else, which I'm not sure. There may be something else, but like it's really just scrubbing his social media, which is what Kyler Murray did. Which again, like to me is like it's immature, it's whatever, but it's also 2022, and like I understand like what it does and what it's already done, because you can see from Adam Schefter and what he said today, it's almost directly related to Deebo taking off the Niners and everything on his Instagram. So it's like I feel like what they're doing is working. Like you can say what you want to say.
No, well, I'm saying this though, okay. But I'm saying if he wants to get traded, then or that's something though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if he wants to, like, then I'm like, damn, like why do you want to get traded? Like, I guess that's where I'm saying, like, I mean, as a fan, I guess you would say, and obviously I'm biased, for sure, but I'm just like, all
He's
right,
not going to be. He's not a part of the team until he's contracted with the team, and it's up to the team to decide if they want to retain him or not. That's just a part of the game. That's part of football. That's a part of the game, the business of the game. Of like, yeah, you have this great player and you took advantage of him. I'm not saying you did anything wrong, but like we ran him to the ground essentially after he's had previous injury history the year before, and it's like he's playing in a physical sport. The running, where you know how running backs last. Like he's playing a physical position. He's playing like all those sort of things. Yes, George Kittle also does. Fred Warner also does, and they didn't act the same way. That's fair, but I mean, then are you saying on that front then because Deebo's not acting the same way, then we're going to trade him because we want all of our players to act this certain way? I think Trent Williams in his negotiations, he got the deal from was it Kansas City or whatever team it was, came back to Shanahan and said, "Look, Parag's catting, you either step this shit up or I'm about to leave." And that's what Shanahan did. He made a call, he made it happen. So Deebo's doing what he can to, similarly get something done. And if he's not going to get it done, then I'll go to Saleh. I'll go to wherever. I'll go somewhere else and get paid the top dollar that I feel like I'm deserved. It's not like the Niners are in the driver's seat in terms of if they want to make him the highest paid, receiver in NFL history, he will be a 49er. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So with all this being said, what do you think the Niners should do? And I know you're gonna say get rid of Jimmy. So let's
I mean,
I know that.
no, I mean, I would,
but...
no, I would, again, I don't fully understand. I don't fully understand the business, the cap, I'm not a capologist. So what I would say, if this is possible, is extend Deebo, make him the highest paid receiver, do what's needed, extend Deebo. And then eventually, get rid of Jimmy at all costs, so you can do some mix, moving around and make sure that we pay him a lot right now, pay Deebo a lot right now this year, and have enough money to handle Bosa. The main thing is handling Bosa.
So, okay, yeah. So how do we do that? So
how do we do? I don't have the. I'm not even. I can't even.
That's really, what I know. I'm just saying though. So okay, so
it can be done. It can be done. It can be done.
To
definitely
to handle to make Deebo the highest paid.
Yes,
and then
Kittle's the highest paid. Trent Williams is the highest paid. Fred Warner is the highest paid.
Okay, but this receiver market is different.
I know, yeah, no, I'm saying, I'm actually bringing up your point. Like all these players are already the highest paid. Deebo can still be the highest paid. Nick Bosa can still be the highest paid, and it can all work. I'm fully confident in that. I don't know how, so you can't ask me because I don't have the details of how that would work. I know one big thing is that we have a quarterback who's on a rookie contract, and that's the whole Jimmy G situation.
Right.
No, the money that he's being paid, we have to allocate that because it's like that's the whole purpose of having a rookie quarterback. That's one of the benefits. You can pay other people and do things around it to kind of make, to move things around. So, and maybe extending guys like a Jimmy Ward, maybe like whatever you got to do, but like it can be done. I'm not going to get into the details because again, I'm just not on that, but we can do both.
Those are the two that we need to get done.
Nick
Bosa is just as important as Deebo. It's just, they're both very important. Offense, defense, they both set a tone. It just feels different when they're both out there.
Absolutely. And we can do it. I think we definitely
but you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like with this conversation is I haven't really heard a lot of people talking about Nick Bosa. Right. I haven't really heard that. And it's just like, yeah, we got like you said, I know you're saying it could just happen, but that's an edge rusher. So, they get paid too. It's not like a linebacker or even a tight end. This is a guy coming off the edge. So, Nick Bosa's coming up. How with Deebo, it's like I'm saying, like business wise, how do we make this work? If it seems like it's like, bro, I get it. He want that top tier, but it's like, okay, you're willing to give him that top tier? You're like you don't.
Me personally,
yes.
Yeah.
As if it was your own business that you were risking and rewarding.
Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying, like.
It could definitely be a catastrophic decision. He can get hurt. He can not produce the same.
That's
he cannot produce the same.
How he plays.
All those things, but I'm doing it. Yeah, for sure. I'm not gonna be afraid of it. I'm gonna embrace this. Like Deebo is a Niner. He's been a beast. You give him more volume. I mean, Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year, I believe, and it's like he got way more targets than Deebo and whatnot. Like Deebo is not. He was everything for us, and I think that I would love for him to play another year, and I would love to like franchise him. I would love to like have a short contract and keep, but like, yeah, so there's a lot of ways you can go with the contract even, but yeah, I'm comfortable giving Deebo, a, a 4-year extension for, 75 million guaranteed. I'm fine with that. It's not my money.
How much
Like,
yearly? How much yearly?
I'm sure he wants 25 million a year. I'm fine with that. It all depends on like guaranteed money and how you move things around. Again, it's like I don't look at it as like, oh, he's getting paid 27 million a year, which is so much, and we can't, like, it's just like, how would that fit maneuver into the cap? Like, if we can do something, a big portion this year, and then like next year, like have enough for both, so it could be like, this, however would make sense for both of them to work. That's all. I don't care. Like, I'd want to do that, get a lot of draft picks, accumulate draft picks, and trade back as we need, and like fill up the rest of the team with, drafted players. And I would focus those drafted players primarily on the defensive side. And we're paying Shanahan so much for you to elevate a lot of these guys on the offense, whether they're running backs, receivers, etc.
All right. So let me ask you this: so you think that basically John and them, you think that they're, what do you think they're doing then? You think they're just like playing? Like, what do you?
Like I said,
what do you think they're doing?
I think, like I said, I think they're planning all these scenarios, and I think Jimmy G is a big domino in it. The draft is a big domino in it. Other receivers in their market is a big domino in it. There's all these things where I don't feel like anything's going to happen anytime soon, because what can you do right now? There's nothing to do. All these stories are just like, there's so much pressure on the 49ers fan base. You go into Twitter, you go into that Bird app, and you think that is the world. You think that like everything that is going on and people are saying, and like the various accounts that we all follow and love that do content on the Niners every day, and they make these posts, and, oh, Deebo's brother did this, oh, Adam Schefter did this, but nothing is happening. Like, no, I just really don't feel like anything is happening right now. We have to wait till the draft. We have to possibly wait till other receivers get paid as well. This is all a fluid situation. But once those guys start getting paid, and after the draft, and we understand like what's happening with Jimmy and all those things,
but I'm saying if the question I asked before, if this was your team, you're saying that you would make it happen.
Yeah,
but not right now.
No, I would do it right now, but I don't know if that's possible. Like, I would do it right now, but I don't know if that's like, I would cut Jimmy if need be, like, and eat the salary. Like, I would, whatever's necessary. I don't know the details of like do they have something for Jimmy? Is there something in the plan? Are they wait? Like, I don't know all those details, but yeah, I would do it first, because I don't want to pay Deebo after AJ Brown is paid, after DK Metcalf is paid, after Taylor McCollum is paid. No, I would want to pay him now. Like, that's me, my opinion. Like, you paid Fred Warner before Darius. I think we paid Fred before Darius. Like, yeah, you paid Deebo now. Like, that's what I would do.
Pay him now. And so why don't you think that they would do that?
I think there's a lot of dominoes to fall. Like I mentioned, like, it's not like, I don't think that they don't want to do it. I think it's like, I don't know. First and foremost, I keep bringing it up, but you're asking, Jimmy G is like the biggest domino in this whole thing, because he's getting paid so much. And it's like, I don't know what their plans are with that. I would think that can't even be resolved until after the draft, and maybe even longer, depending on like what happens. And, if Carolina decides to draft a quarterback, or like, there's a lot of variables to that. So, yeah, I feel like Jimmy G has to be resolved. And I don't know if they want for the other receivers to get paid first, or if they're trying to pay Deebo first. I'm not 100% sure what their game plan with that is. They may even be playing chicken with him to say like, okay, we're gonna draw this thing out as far as we can go, but we're not trading you. I don't know. That may be.
What the hell? What does playing chicken mean?
Means like we're not gonna. It means like we're not.
No, I know what it means, but what
does the phrase mean?
Yeah, playing chicken.
Let's see. I guess not the meaning. I need to get the origin. We know the meaning. I'm just trying to get it known. I guess it's just like chickens are looked at as cowards, and they don't. I don't know. Like, I don't know why, but I guess it came originally from like two cars going head on at each other, and then one of the cars swiveling out. That's the one that's playing chicken.
Okay, the one that gives up first.
Yes, is the chicken.
It's like kind of.
Yeah, I'm not sure
Okay.
where that came from.
Yeah, why does it have to do with chickens? But yeah, man. I mean, all right, this at the end of the day, I just want Deebo to be a Niner. I mean, obviously, like
Yeah,
that's
of
he was
course.
great, but it's like the way it's looking. I'm like, is what is it looking? Is it looking good or I don't know if it's looking good or bad. Like in terms of like, will this get done? It just seems like, damn, how will they get this done?
I mean, I just want me again, like I said about the whole Twitter thing and the being consumed with it as Niners fans that we are. Like, I just wouldn't. I mean, I could be definitely wrong, but I just feel like nothing is happening right now, and that's fine. Like, it's not like I just feel like we got to get through the draft. It's a lot of fatigue right now, and just same storylines, and it's just building
You're
up.
saying nothing is happening, but the media that this is happening.
Yeah, but that's a part of it because nothing is happening. Like that media aspect is because nothing. Like that's why I feel like the whole Adam Schefter thing. Like I don't feel like there's any news in that.
But
That's
I'm
I
just
think.
saying, like with Deebo, like I just feel like with Adam Schefter speaking or fans speaking, like is some like something is happening in terms of like these media things are real things though. Like I know you said they're not real things, like the tweets and whatever. Just it's like he's a part of this age too, where what he hear that report, what if that made him upset, or he like, oh, like what I'm saying, like like that nothing's happening in terms of. But I just feel like all these reports, this back and forth, could make people get emotional. It could make people get be upset. It could be upsetting on both sides.
When you say all these reports, what do you mean? Like just the like? What do you
Whether
mean
it's the
specifically?
fans, whether it's Adam Schefter, or whether it's the NFL Live, whether it's other sources,
I
you
mean,
know.
I think Debo's intention was for that to be the case, and I think the Niners are
So
like,
you're saying this
okay.
from Debo's side.
Well, I'm saying he took down like I'm just trying to be specific. Like he took down his social media, and I think the reason that you do that is to draw up people talking about you, and to get John Lynch and Prague and Jed York and tweet and having their Twitter mentions all day, every day saying we
So
need
then I'm
Debo.
saying, so then there's something happening.
I don't think anything. Nothing to me. That's okay. Well, let me be specific.
That's him. That's Debo. Like him.
He
That's
just took
him
down his social
trying to
media. That's
do
all he.
something.
Yeah, he
I'm
took
saying,
down.
okay, and
That's already happened. There's nothing else happening. It's just people talking about it, and every day that goes by, there's more tension. There's more, attention on it. People are saying, "Oh, this is my like." The Adam Schefter thing to me was totally like, "This is my opinion on it." He's already shown what he's like. That's all that is to me. But on the agent side, on Deebo's side, that's just like that's what they're doing, and there's nothing. There's nothing when I say nothing happening, I mean a contract being signed, somebody getting traded, all that type of stuff. Like that's not going to shake itself out, in my opinion, till after the draft. To there's a lot of time that's going to happen before that for any of those things happen. I could be wrong, but that's how I look at it. So if for the faithful out there that want to, stress out about it. I know nobody wants to stress out about it, but like, it's consuming you and stuff like that because you think something is intimate. You think something is intimate and you think something can be happening, sometime soon, then I mean, you could be right. That's on you. But just my opinion, I don't feel like anything is happening anytime soon for the reasons I've, kind of gone over. So that's just me.
no, I feel you. So how do you see this playing out?
Like I said, I think it's going to take time. I think it's like I think Debo's going to remain a Niner. I don't think we would trade him. I think if we did trade him, it'd have to be before the draft. It would really make no sense to trade him like after the draft. And I don't think we're going to find like a crazy haul for him during the draft, unless it's like the New York Jets, and that's something Shanahan and them are really interested in.
All right. What would the trade be that would be like you would be like, okay, I'm down.
Me, I don't know if there's a trade that I would be down for. I don't think there is a trade I'd be down for. I think like I know what you're asking. I mean, there at some point, like if you really feel like you're far apart and you just don't, like the whole team says they just don't want to pay him that much money because they don't think that he stayed healthy or that Shanahan kind of made him what he is, which I don't think is the case. So it's kind of like an interesting hypothetical because I don't think that that's the case. But if we were able to get, what do the Jets have? Let's see. If we were able to get, what do they have? What do they have? Okay, so they have the 4th pick. They have the 4th pick, or is this like some weird mock draft trade thing? Looks like they have the 4th pick and the 10th pick. If we can get the 4th and 10th pick and that's it for Deebo, that's fair. Like we can get Kayvon Thibodeau, opposite side of Bosa, to make our defense like another level. And if we really wanted to get a corner like we can get Mark Gardner, but I don't think we would do that. We just wide receivers that we clearly would need to have a wide receiver need. There's plenty of guys that we'd be able to get, or we can trade that pick down and get more players and things like that. So it's not something I would be juiced about, and something I would be like, if that's what it came down to, and like they were willing to give us the 4th and the 10th pick in this year's draft, and they were willing to pay Deebo whatever, make him the highest paid receiver and whatnot for Zach Wilson, and it'd be an AFC team all the way on the East Coast in New York. Like, yeah,
I'll honestly, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I would be kind of excited if I heard like Niners are trading Deebo for like two first rounders or something like
I think
that.
That's
like
really unlikely, but yeah, I mean,
it would be like, it would be exciting. It would be entertaining.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, but for the sake of entertainment, though, like I'd be more excited if because I just feel like, to me, you feel, and many Niner fans feel like damn near hurt that like this is transpiring the way that it is, which again, I don't think it's that much that's transpiring. I think it's just like logistical things to get a contract to get the highest paid. My whole thing is like, once the contract is signed,
I'm not hurt by it. I'm kind of like just trying to be like I guess trying to put yourself in that shoes and kind of be like, damn, like I don't know why you go, but it's like this. Obviously, it's a different person, but it's kind of like, it's just this new age type thing where I feel it. It's like you're trying to get as most as you can, but I guess it's, to me, I'm like man, it like I gave you the example the other day of like, if you doing business, like if you're trying to like throw an event and it's like the promoter last week gave you like $10,000 to rent out the venue, and so you like, okay, this is what I need, and then it's like, but then you trying to put that on me, and to me it's like, is this a best business? Does this make sense for both of us? And like I said, but the players gotta have the players get thrown around and all that. I get that.
Yeah, and I also think that like it's a decision on, like you said it earlier, Deebo is a different person than you, and it's a decision for Deebo and his agency, because he could easily, I'm sure, accept something that's like, 4 years, like 70, like 80 million, and like it could be over. I'm sure the Niners have some sort of offer that's probably a low ball to him, but like it's security. Like maybe he, like if you value security and like, I'm in a good situation, I'm in a winning situation, I can guarantee that like I can just go out there and play because I know that I have guaranteed money. Yeah, it's not like I wanted 75 million guaranteed. This is 68, but like whatever, like I have security. That's something that like I would like, if I was a player, like, and I was like a player like Deebo, and I would accept that because I'm like, I value that security, but that's not, everybody's not the same.
And it's more so like, okay, like we trying to pay Boza. We trying to, I know you're not gonna all the way go into that, because it's like, at the end of the day, people, like you said, people could play with these numbers, but
yeah.
But just kind of like, it's the higher you go, it's gonna be harder to keep retain guys, and especially at that position. But I mean, I guess that's
Shit, if that's the
more
case,
so.
then I'm Deebo. Then I'm saying, well, tell that motherfucker Fred Warner to restructure his contract, and tell Trent to give something back, and tell George to give something back, because I'm not gonna be the only one doing it.
But look, they all got their issue. That's my thing. They all got paid.
They all got the highest paid. So why would you say to Deebo like, take like, a little bit less because we want to get Bosa signed, when they didn't do that? That's all I'm saying. Like that's not like that's that they didn't do that.
Right. With the I guess that the highest paid. I wasn't fully aware of that like
They were
that.
all the
So
highest paid.
right. So I mean, I feel you on that. But I mean,
That's
I guess every situation is different. And all right, here's another thing, right? I was thinking about this too, and like Deebo always be talking about, he always talks about like what receiver do you look to, and what receiver do you like? Do you watch DK? Do you whatever? And he always says like, I don't watch nobody. I don't pay attention to nobody. Um, I just focus on myself. That's what he says. And
mm.
so I'm like, so damn, what about this?
Well, he
What
wants to be.
about
Well, he
this?
thinks he's the best. I think that what you can take from that comment is that he thinks he's the best. And like, there's not. It doesn't matter what other competition is because he's the best. And then looking at his numbers and what he's done, his numbers prove it. And he can feel how he feels. This is a job for his agency. And I think we
Right.
really got to separate. It's like it sucks because like we talking sports and we talking like this is culture. Sports is culture. You know what I'm saying? Sports is like, we have this gear, we have this in our clothing, we have this in our blood. We go to the games, we every year, like, but I always say like the fans are more loyal to the team than the players are. Like this is our team.
Oh, for
This is
sure.
this is our team way more than it's Deebo's team. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like
I mean,
this is
Deebo will be. I mean, for
he
sure.
could be
Like,
a
man,
Raven, he could be a Jet, and it's like it's gonna go on. It's up to us to pay him and to handle the situation. He can, yes, be more amicable towards it and be more professional or be more whatever and like make it easier for whatever. But like at the end of the day, like it's up to the team to do what they think is best. And if he's a part of that, they can have him be a part of that, and they can also choose to not. But that's on them. So I separate Deebo and all this stuff. Like I just feel like again, I wasn't like earlier when I was saying like, oh, the fans that like, I don't know the best way to describe it, but like the fans who like, just feel a certain way about the situation. It's like, I think that if he is eventually signed, which I'm hoping is the case, and I know we're all hoping is the case, all this is like gone. It's not like, like it's
for
completely
sure.
gone. As soon as it's signed, like it's completely gone. And if it's not, then it was what it was. But like, if it is like, and we do sign him eventually, no matter when that is, even if he holds out and like everything is gone and he's 100% locked in. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. That's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't get mad at Deebo. People out there sending death threats, which is another thing. Like I get upset. This is going to be maybe a hot take, but I get upset with like, I don't want to say I get upset, but you see, Raheem Mostert in this situation, his wife went on and, talked about, I think, death threats after he got hurt and, things of that nature. Deebo went on IG, talked about death threats he received, racial slurs, things like that. I am not going to condemn them for saying something about it because they're completely entitled to feel how they feel and to put anything on social media and let people know what's going on. But I do feel like it's a little bit of a situation where it's more money, more problems, not just more money, just more celebrity, more problems. If you're in this culture, you're in this public space where so many fans are rooting for you and also booing for you. And like, that's what fans kind of do. There is acceptable fan behavior and unacceptable fan behavior. And we know from watching games where fans get thrown out, from seeing things online, from just seeing crazy fans who are just acting crazy, right? We know that a lot of fans are crazy, and it's not excusing it. It's not saying that it's okay because it's definitely not. To ever make a death threat on somebody, to ever, the racial slurs and all that, that's never acceptable. That's never okay. But at the same
But yeah,
time,
I mean, yeah,
let me just
bro.
finish. At the same time, like, that comes along with the territory. And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that, and again, if you want to post about it, that's your prerogative. But I do think that if you really do feel threatened, you know what I'm saying? Like, go ahead and handle this. More money, more problems. You have security. You have certain things. I'm sure the Niners have their own security thing that they can, you have channels and avenues to address, like, okay, this person did this. If you really feel like threatened for your life, or if you feel like somebody's doing slurs that you feel uncomfortable, like there's avenues to kind of deal with that. And again, I'm not knocking anybody for posting on social media about it, but I do feel like as fans, like I'm hearing a lot of talk like, oh man, like, for all the fans, like, man, I'm not going to talk. These fans, some of them people are crazy. I'm not going to address them. They're crazy. People
I
are
mean,
crazy.
if you
People
are
in real life
writing,
are
yeah,
crazy.
that's what I'm
Like,
saying, bro.
like
That's my whole point. Like, if you like, people I literally have real life issues,
crazy.
like for real,
Like
and it's like yeah, like
mental health issues. Not even saying
no,
like
no,
in a
not
negative,
not
like a
not
making
like
fun of way.
not like mental health issues. Like has like everybody has mental health issues, but like real life, okay,
You're a weirdo.
whatever it is, there you're really off. You're really
Yeah.
off. Like you're off.
Yes.
So yeah, like I don't. It's not somebody who's like, oh, I want to be a little mean to like. I don't know. It's just like
I
it's
mean,
not
but
like
sometimes it's like 10-year, like 12-year-old people on
exactly
Twitter. You
a
know what I'm
10
saying? Like it's like
it could be a
you have
catfish. It
no
could be like
idea.
a 10-year
Yeah.
old girl. But exactly, it's
People
probably
make
like
people
a
make accounts. People make accounts on Twitter where like all they do is like, you know what I'm
yeah
saying? Like they make
yeah. I
separate
don't.
accounts, like catfish things where all they do is talk
At
shit
the
and do
end of the
whatever.
day, bro, and at the end of the day, if you're sending death threats or racist things to an athlete in the DM, then you're off. Okay, and
Thank
there's something wrong. There's
you.
something
Yeah.
wrong. So yeah, it's like okay, why? Like you said, you're more out there. People under these comments, they talk. It's the internet.
Yeah.
It's
Like
the internet. Like it's the internet. Just think
block
it. Look
them.
at
You can
any.
block. You can ignore. You
No,
can
but I'm
mute
just look at anybody's celebrity comments with like whatever. Like I'm
Kim
sure there's a
Kardashian. Yeah.
whatever. It's just
Mhm.
gonna be crazy. But
Crazy.
okay. But then I also understand like when all that's happening to you, like you not really you kind of feeling that makes
And
you
that's why
feel a
they're
certain way.
completely entitled to respond and how they do. I more so even was making. I said it was gonna be a hot take. I was more so making a comment about like the fans who like always are just. I feel like
Who the
yes,
moral like
yes,
police,
yes,
the moral
yes, bro,
fans.
yes. The fans who are like making these statements, like for anybody, like yeah, of course, bro, like of course, like if
The
anybody who's
people just
making
be
these
wanting
comments
people
is
just want they
they
want
it's just
the
so
moral.
toxic, bro. Like this social media shit just be so toxic. I'll be seeing just some of the posts where it just seems so inauthentic, where people are just trying to like, I don't know, I don't want to say get likes, but just like
Just be a politician or something, right?
yeah,
It's
just
like
make these obvious
politicians.
ass statements like no shit. Like yeah, you shouldn't be sending death threats and posting racial slurs to people. Like
Like
that's
that's
common.
so bad. Like
Like
that's so bad, right? Like this
they're
is
not real fans. They're not real. Not like yeah. No, I mean of course. Like whatever. Like
like what are
they're
we
they
even
are.
talk? Why are we talking about them
Yeah, why are
people
we
like
even
that?
talking about this? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like I know Mostert posts or his wife, posts whatever, Deebo posts whatever. That's fine. Like if you feel like I'm not knocking them for posting stuff. I'm just saying like y'all know like it's 2022 and social media is this thing where people can hide behind that. I mean, we've already talked about it, but it's just to me it's frustrating because it's like come on now, we all know what's good is good, we know what's bad is bad. Like let's leave it at
I
that.
mean,
Like
Twitter. That's how Twitter get down though. Like people. We should start a foundation. Actually, we should. Me and you. We should start a foundation for inner city youth, and take some donations, and
well we
let's
we
let
talked
everybody know.
well, we talked earlier about like setting up the celebrity, not celebrity, the Twitter boxing matches and stuff. We still gotta like get the logistics of that going, because I feel like that's more important. Where you have different people beefing in Twitter, where we can actually put it to an
Bruh,
actual ring.
nobody, none of the people that people want to see fight are gonna fight. It be no people will fight on Twitter, but it'll be some random accounts that nobody knows. But the people that got
All
issues,
right, better idea.
like one
I
like
got a
that.
different idea. I got a different idea. What about we do a versus, right? Where we set up one person against the other. They go video for video. You know what I'm saying? Just talking bad about the other person. No hands involved, no nothing. Or they could pull up tweets. You know what I'm saying? They could pull up their best tweets or their best work. Pull up clips from their best YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying? Do a little versus situation.
Then what?
Then the fans decide which one
Who
won.
wins?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the winner has to, the loser has to donate to a charity or something.
The loser has to just hide and
Exactly. Yeah.
be disgraced.
Yeah, man. Something
The,
like that. But
no, I feel it, bro. But yeah, the Twitter is wild for sure.
yeah, I'm
It's
definitely, and I don't know, me personally, like I feel like it kind of merges with the situation I was saying earlier, where me personally, I am having NFL/draft fatigue. I just feel like
why though? Like, are you watching? Like it's not even stuff to really watch though.
um well, I guess that's the point, because when you do watch stuff that's not there to watch, where you like turn on the NFL Network or you turn on whatever, and it's like the same, you just
Right.
my mock draft 4.0, where it's like what
Yeah.
changed,
No. Yeah. We
like
don't. Yeah.
literally,
I don't.
what changed, like what has changed for you to change, like well, there's a report coming out, like come on, bro, you're changing your whole mock draft because 5 days ago there's a reporter from Carolina that said they might be considering Jimmy G or something. Like come on, man. Like I have a fatigue with it, where I feel like the draft should just start earlier, because it's just like this period is like it's just torturous for me. It's treacherous. I just
I
can't.
mean, it is, but last year was way worse. Like
Well, we
last
had the
year was,
trade. Last year was
yeah,
not
and that
worse. We had the trade, and like
no, that
everything was
was
like analyzing
for
these quarterbacks. Like that was
yeah
dope
for
because it
like
was like
that it was dope for the first like a few
no, that was
weeks.
dope to the end, bro. You would go
The
back, no,
end,
because you would
the
change. You would go because quarterback is different.
exactly, and
Yeah.
that's probably what they doing.
Well,
They
I
changing.
guess, and I will give the caveat to the whole me being draft fatigue. Part of the reason that the NFL draft season, at least aspect of it, hasn't been as exciting, but the offseason's been crazy, but the draft season hasn't been exciting because the quarterbacks aren't, it's not what it was last year, and it doesn't mean the quarterbacks aren't going to be successful or they're not going to be even more successful, but just as prospects and as like the hype and everything like that, the quarterbacks aren't the same as they were last year.
Right.
So
And we not even in the first round this year.
Yeah, us specifically. So that's definitely a part of it too. We had a question here real quick I want to get to before we wrap up, man. And appreciate everybody tapping in the comment section. Everybody who's rocking with us. We appreciate y'all at 49x365. B and JB, do y'all think Deebo benefited from Jimmy G's limitations? The offense changes with Trey. Will you see Deebo's production? I feel like, if anything, Deebo, it's like to me, it's like Adrian Peterson, right? When Adrian Peterson was playing with the limited, and this is a stretch of analogy, but stay with me. He's playing with like limited quarterbacks that he has played with in Minnesota. He was facing those boxes where everybody was in there. All they were trying to do was stop the run, but he still would bust for like however many yards. You know what I'm saying? He still would put up crazy numbers because he was that raw. And I feel like similarly with Deebo, like, yeah, I mean, you could say our offense is designed to scheme him up, but like that makes it harder though, because everybody knows like, your quarterback's not going to be throwing it deep and not going to be doing all this. You're probably going to give it to him on a slant, an end around, running up the middle. Like it's very limited on like what we're kind of doing. Every team has a screenplay in their playbook. Every team, Deebo, what he did against Chicago and just like the screen pass at the end of the half, I'm like, that's not like, oh, we're scheming something up amazing. That's just him being a great player and making great plays. The NFC Championship game against the Rams, we give him a little screen and he makes that happen. Like, I don't feel like that's us putting him in the. I mean, we give him the ball. That's what the job of a coach is: giving your best players the ball in their hands, right? So that's what Shanahan he did a good job of doing. But I feel like Deebo is Deebo, and he would be successful in any team. You can always question like how much and those sort of things. He's had drop issues, injuries issues, whatever you want to say. But Deebo has been he's definitely been a top. I mean, he's an all-pro for a reason. He's an all-pro for a reason, period. Like he deserved his all-pro selection, and he was one of the best players in the NFL this year.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I think that, Deebo literally lines up in the backfield, so that's any quarterback could, hand him the ball.
Yep.
A lot of sweeps, a lot of, like you said, screens. I guess, I feel you though. I guess he's referencing, Deebo. I mean, Jimmy G kind of being a short and quick, efficient guy, and Deebo not really known for his down the field.
But he hasn't had as many opportunities too. So
right,
I feel like when you look at the percentage of times, like the catch he made in Detroit, the catch he made against the Ravens in 2019. Damn, I gotta go back to 2019. When he's had his opportunities, he's actually like it hasn't always looked the prettiest. It hasn't always looked like the typical wide receiver re-ist, but like he makes plays. Like he does make plays. And I feel like I don't know how it's gonna look like with Trey Lance, but hopefully it's like wide open plays like against the Texans where he's just right there and it's like bam, like or Trent Sherfield in the preseason against Kansas City, like plays like that where it's just Trey's getting it out and Deebo's able to catch it and go. Like I think it's gonna expand his game, which is another reason why I don't know like how that factors into the contract, but I would think like that's another reason why like if you can like get the contract done now, because what if he busts even further next year? You know what I'm saying? So if he blows up,
we got to get it done before this year.
Yeah,
him and Bosa, like you don't want.
I think
lose
Bosa.
These guys,
I think Bosa. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Bosa, but I feel like Bosa's gonna want to wait. I feel like Deebo wants his money now because he's playing because the way he plays and like the wide receiver market is crazy right now. Everything. I just feel like Bosa I get the sense that like he's gonna play out the whole entire thing, be a free agent, and have us make him like the market just keeps going up, right? So it's like I just feel like he's gonna demand. He's gonna be the highest paid player, the highest paid defensive player in NFL history. That's gonna happen, and I feel like he's fine with waiting. I don't feel like he's I just get that's just my sense that I get with Bosa. I could be wrong, but that's just the sense I get with that situation.
Yeah, man. We'll see what it is, man. I guess the last thing, we seen Trey Lance out there getting it in. Look like he out there working with Ayuk doing his thing. I seen somebody people don't like his back tat. That had me weak, I ain't gonna
Oh,
lie.
the white Jesus.
I guess, yeah. I seen people saying that it was like unprofessional or some shit like that.
What?
How people do, man.
Oh man, yeah. I think from what I see, he had the white Jesus tattoo on his back.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm
He
saying?
had like half of it was like it was half though. It was like one side
Yeah, it was
was
like white. Yeah, it was white Jesus and something else. I forget. But
he is white though. He half
what,
white.
Jesus?
No,
I'm talking
bruh.
about Trey.
Trey
Oh
Lance.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I know. Yeah, that's. Yeah, I mean, I I don't know about
Jesus was
Jesus,
too.
but I don't know about that. But
No,
but yeah, no, I'm not knocking him. But I'm just saying he had the white Jesus, like the typical,
right,
like with the you know what I'm saying? I don't know what that's called.
right.
The thing
The European version.
yes, there was like a Netflix show
Wait, it
about.
wasn't. Wait, was it? Did it? So it didn't. I didn't really look too deeply into the actual like what it looked like, but it wasn't. It was straight European. It wasn't. It didn't look like it had some of that what were that Hebrew that they didn't have no Hebrew, no kink to the curl and nothing.
I'm pulling it up right now. Hold on. Oh, my bad for the noise. Got it. Oh, Grant posted it. Okay, Grant be posting everything. I feel it. He made a whole video about it, but did he? Well, damn, what did he say in this video? Damn, he made a whole video about it, but then he didn't show the picture, which is
Who made a
crazy.
video? Oh, Grant.
Grant, yeah.
Grant gonna make a whole video about everything. He gonna make a whole video about
Okay, yeah, it's a lion.
anything.
It looks like it's a lion on one side. It says, he already had the child of God, which was already done. It's dope though. I don't like it's hella raw. Like it's you just Google it, man. It's hella raw. But no, it looks like it's the it's a white Jesus. I don't know what else to
It's
say.
just the ones that's out there already.
Yeah, like it's like a white
It's
Jesus.
it's some raw art.
It's dope as hell. Like it's hella raw. like hell to me. It's hella raw. Like it's just like the symmetry of it, the lines. It kind of looks like I don't even know. It's dope though. Definitely raw. Like his tattoo game.
Oh shit! All right, hold on. I'm all right. Random, like last little topic though. What'd
Mm.
you think about the cap? I am athlete.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. I didn't even see the whole thing. I'm not gonna lie. I know I sent it to you. Shout out to LaRussell for being on there, man. I've been trying to put you on,
Hey,
little Russell, but
he raw. He is hella raw though. Like raw.
he's
I
raw.
guess like sometimes the content is to
Yeah,
me sometimes be like a
that's
little
fair.
too
No,
like
yeah, that's
but
fair. Yeah.
his performance
And just
and
everything that
his
his
talent like
uniqueness, his just being something different and really making it work. And I just tremendous respect for Russell. But yeah, like so Cap was on there on I Am Athlete, Brandon Marshall, so I Am Athlete LA. I believe or maybe it was I Am Athlete Miami. I'm not sure. But I know Cap was on there and you know the thing that stood out for me the most, I didn't see the whole thing, but he made the point about like he's willing to be a backup, but like he knows when he goes there, he's going to take his spot, which is on one hand, it's great to have that confidence and have that, but like that's exactly, I think, the reason. Like, how do I say this? Like,
that's the reason why you don't want him. That's the reason why teams wouldn't want to bring him in.
yeah, I mean, which seems like an oxymoron to say because like, don't you want competition? Don't you want players to be the best? Don't you want people to think like? But I just feel like the backup quarterback, especially this time of the year and stuff, you would want somebody who's like a Case Keenum. A Case Keenum is like you're not going to hear anything about him, but you know he can come in there and win you a game, win you some games if need be. Like that's what a backup quarterback is. You don't want to take away and bring like a bunch of attention. Kaepernick's going to bring attention. I feel like one of the questions that I Am Athlete. I love what they do. I love it's really entertaining and it's just dope. But I really sometimes with like these podcasts and these shows and whatnot, I really get upset with sometimes I feel like they just give these softball questions. You know what I mean? Like they're not even trying to like get anywhere. They don't want to ask anything that's like real. Like there's so much on the athlete side, I guess in this instance, when specifically talking about I Am Athlete and it's all these former athletes, there's so much on the athlete side that I feel like sometimes they don't get to the meat of the issue. Which is like not. That's just my criticism. And it's like I love the show, I love everything they do, but to me, like I would have loved to have. And I didn't watch the whole thing, so I gotta give that caveat.
It was
Maybe
it was short. It wasn't that
I know
long.
it was only a period of the episode. I know that, but
Yeah.
I would have loved to hear them, just like I don't know, talk about like like did they ask him about like, oh, have you tried to go to like another football league, like to get started that way because you're not playing? Like it's not like you're missing out on anything because like I mean Kurt Warner and guys like that in the past that have like went to like the Arena Football League or the Canadian Football League, like they got picked up from there. It's not like they like going that direction changed their whole career. Like you're not doing anything now anyways in terms of football, right? Like that's one question I would have liked to have heard him answer in his response to that. And just like the whole backup thing, like it's like it just takes away from the starter. And it's like that's fine, like that you feel that way. I think that's great. But I think Cap alone, the one question that they didn't ask, and one thing that's always like thought about with Cap is like, even if he was like the quote unquote good soldier, didn't bring any attention, wasn't like a locker room, just not like just the ideal backup quarterback type, like Case Keenum type, he's automatically going to bring hella attention just because he's Cap. You know what I'm saying? Like off top, like even aside from like anything that he would do himself or that he would want to bring, like just his presence is going to bring so much to the team, which is a distraction. So if you don't have the talent that's going to go above and beyond that distraction and that detriment of a distraction to a team. And I know he believes he has that talent, but if the team doesn't see you that way, where you're not starting off the top, like then it's gonna be kind of hard for you to win a spot. It's like Michael Sam, him being the first openly gay player to play in the NFL. Regardless of his skill level and whatnot, it was going to be a distraction in the sense that it's a big story, in the sense that it's always going to be media around you, no matter what. It has nothing to do about what you're actually doing. You're just being you, but it's going to be a distraction. So in order to like, stay, survive, and thrive in the league, like you have to have a tremendous amount of skill to get past that. You can bring up an example of like Antonio, AB, right? Like him, all the things that he had off the field, but he still was a talent where it was like he's going to play on that field and make things happen where like his talent is going to be greater than the distraction that he is. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying those are the facts. And like those are the things that don't get addressed, I feel like, in these conversations.
Well, I mean, they were all right. So after the episode, like they kind of like they were basically, it was basically everybody like was kind of under the kind of assumption that like I don't think Cap gonna be able to make it back in the league, like in terms of a team signing him.
But they wouldn't say that during the actual interview.
Right. It was yeah, they definitely were, because they were also talking about how it was a few of them saying that like, yeah, during the whole kneeling thing, like I wasn't finna kneel because I'm like, I don't even know, like there is nothing being communicated to us. Like what's the plan? Like what are we actually protesting? What do we want to get done? And
They
it's
said
like
that to Cap.
they didn't say that to Cap. They said that after.
Yeah.
You feel me? They said that after. They was just discussing. They was
No,
just
I feel it.
Right. Right. Of course.
And I will say in I Am Athlete's defense, I'm going to cut you off. But I will say in I Am Athlete's defense, Kaepernick may have had like stipulations on the interview because he does not do interviews. So you may have had things, or he may have even been tempted and cut it out. No, that's very
no. Yeah. Yeah. But they didn't really give that vibe off that it was like he has like a media team that's telling him what to, like that. They didn't give that vibe off. They gave the vibe off that he came to I Am Athlete to work out.
Yeah.
Like he came to I Am Athlete to work out. Like, and that's kind of what that he was trying to show. And that's what they was also saying was like,
then that's crazy that they didn't ask him them questions then. But go ahead.
But like I said, he can't. But basically, the thing that they were saying, because Pac-Man was out there, it was Pac-Man and Chad out there, and obviously Brennan. Mm-hmm. But like like I said, Pac-Man kind of was, he didn't kneel during the whole thing, and he kind of was like, I'm not sacrificing my thing, like I'm not sacrificing this $357,000 check, like something I done grinded for each week. And I don't even know what I don't even know. So he's like, kind of, that's what his stance was on that. But he was talking about Cap actually being there and being at the being at the facilities,
Mm.
and he was like, bro, like you can't fake that. Like basically, like bro, basically making it seem like he was out there really slinging that thing. Like he really, like you could see the talent was like just is like bro, like you're raw. You're still very talented.
Yeah, like, and then with that too, it's like, I don't know. Football's such a crazy sport, right? Because it's like you can't play pickup football. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, it's like there's so many people. That's this whole draft season thing too. It's like you're going, like, you go to the pro days and stuff like that. Guys are playing against air. You know, and it's like if it's I'm not like knocking. I'm like, yeah, he can look in shape. Cap's always been a physical. You know what I'm saying? He's always been a you know, less in his later years and in his final years than in his beginning years, but he's always been a physical. You know, he's always been an athlete, like a extreme athlete at the quarterback position. One of the best athletes ever at the quarterback position, right? So like that's not the reason why he's not in the league per se, right? Like, and so
No, for sure, it's
yeah,
not
no,
the.
no, you're just saying what he was saying, and I'm not. I'm just saying like with stuff like that, it's like football is that weird sport where like there's no pickup football, and it's like that's why I say like if the draft happened right after the college football season, the draft results would be a lot different because people, you know, they spend time they looking at all these people running around and stuff like that, and that affects their decisions. But you know, it's like what did you do on film though? Like like how raw of a football player are you? You know, so I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. I hear you.
I'm just saying, man, it's complicated, but yeah, that was a good build on the whole I am athlete situation. Cap talking about you know Deebo and what's gonna become of that situation. Let me throw one thing at you before we sign off, because you asked me something like how I think it's gonna play out or what do I want to happen. I'm gonna ask you like a God's advocate question. If Deebo got traded, what's one team that you would want for him to be traded to? If there's any, like, is there any team where you'd be like, I'd be interested, I would like want to see him on this team? Like, if he's not going to be on the Niners.
Like one in terms of I would want because like they're raw or like I
Like,
want
for
to see
example,
him.
my answer would be probably the Ravens. Like, I would,
Yeah,
I think that'd be a dope.
I would not want to see him on a team like that. I would not like to lose Debo and just see him start killing anywhere else. I ain't gonna lie, like that would just I would just be like, bro, you know, I wouldn't like that, man. So I'm gonna be a hater and I'm gonna say like, you know, the Jaguars or something. Like, just go out there, get paid, but don't make no noise. With no, don't. I don't want to see you in the playoffs. I don't want to see you
Oh,
doing.
another thing, you brought up like what trade would I do for Debo? Another one that was like floated out there. I don't know if Jason floated this one out or who, but like if there was and again, I don't want Debo to get traded. This is not what I want, but I brought up the Jets 4-10 or the Carolina Panthers where we trade Jimmy and Debo for basically like their first how would we do this? It'd be Jimmy and Debo for I'm forgetting the name of the receiver right now. Catton. What's the receiver that Carolina has? I don't know why Curtis Samuel. I know he used to play for them. It keeps coming to my head, but I'm not Curtis Samuel. The one from Maryland. What is his name? But anyways, the receiver from Maryland.
The raw dude.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
Did he go to DJ Moore? Did he go to Maryland?
DJ Moore, yeah.
Did he go to I think he went to Maryland. That's also where Stephon did. Anyways, if we could trade for DJ Moore, you know, and some draft compensation or something like that would be something that I would also be enticed in. Because not to say that I think DJ Moore is like 75% of Deebo. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely not the same. I'm not saying they're the same players, but that'd be something that I'd be okay with. But on that note, let's keep it going. We appreciate my deuces in the comment section, man, holding it down. We appreciate you. Appreciate everybody tapping in. This is the 49X365 Tonight Show. You already know what it is. My name is Biamechi. As always, I'm with JB.
We out. Hey, Faithful, stand up, baby.
Stand up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be on the Tonight Show.
This is the 49 Business Deebos podcast.
And